everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. So today it is already officially fall. It's been fall for a couple days now, and I decided I was going to look through all of the books that I read in the summer months and decide which ones were my favorite. So I decided to go with 5, even though there were definitely a lot more that I believe are definitely in my top contenders, but I decided to stick with 5 so this video would not be too long and I wouldn't be rambling on and on. So let's go ahead and get started. So I only have one book that I don't have in physical form with me, and that is Welcome to the Dark Side by Gianna Darling. This is such an amazing age gap romance book that I fell in love with as soon as I started reading it. It starts out in these letter forms because this little girl who's 7 years old, she gets saved by the president, or now president, of this MC. He gets shot, he goes to jail, and he's in jail for a long time. So she ends up writing letters to him while he's in jail, and they kind of form this friendship. And it is a really big age gap, but it's not too weird because you kind of see them grow together and grow up, or she grows up, and kind of how she sees him as like a father figure turning into a little bit more than that. And there's never any kind of like really bad age gap. She's never underage or anything like that. But I freaking loved this book so much, and yeah, I tell anybody who is looking for a good age gap romance, this is one to pick up, and I really did enjoy it. So the second book that I have, I actually put in my second chance books video that I did a little bit ago, and that is going to be Never Night by J. Kristoff. So when I first started reading this book, I tried to read it physically, did not work. It has footnotes. I don't mesh with footnotes very well. So I put it down, decided to pick it back up again in the form of audiobook, and the way that the narrator reads it, it's kind of seamless. You don't notice that they are footnotes, and so it was very easy to kind of digest the story. And what I do like about the footnotes, it gives a little bit extra to the world without breaking off too much from the story, you know, as long as I was reading it via audiobook. This is a story about a girl assassin, and she wants revenge on those that killed her father and mother and her brother. So it's very dark, it's very graphic. This author's writing style is definitely not for everyone. I know a lot of people think that his writing style with such flowery speech and metaphors and similes just kind of get repetitive and old, but to be quite honest, when I read it or when I listened to the book, it was just really well done, and it was brought to life so well, and I just had to like listen to it and binge read the first 2, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on the third book, which I will talk about in another video how I felt about that third one. But that being said, I absolutely loved the first book, Never Night, as well as the second book. But if you're looking for a really great dark fantasy book that has assassins in it and talking cats and all that kind of stuff, definitely want to pick up. I freaking loved it. The next book I have to talk about is actually the most summery book that I have, and that's the Unnie Mooners by Christina Lauren. This is my favorite book by this author duo. It's a hate to love vacation romance, and oh my gosh, so amazing. So this is a book about a girl whose twin sister gets married, and the groom's brother and her end up going on this trip to Hawaii. The reason why they end up going, even though they hate each other, is the fact that everybody in this wedding party ends up getting sick because the food that the caterers provided, it was not good, it was contaminated. So it's full of a lot of laughs. It's so cute. They end up going to Maui and doing all these kind of like little activities in there, and oh my gosh, I was so pumped for my own trip to Hawaii. It was a lot of fun. This book is super cute. I flew through it just trying to figure out when they were finally going to get together, and it was just so sweet. Absolutely loved it, and it's a great romantic comedy that is just perfect for summer. Loved it. The next book that I absolutely loved this summer was Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I absolutely love this book. It's a standalone fantasy YA novel that it just got me, and I flew through this book so quickly. Again, I did not really enjoy her first novel, but this one was so much better. It was a lot longer, got a lot more of the world, and absolutely enjoyed it. Her writing is very vivid. You can definitely tell, you know, the setting, you feel the atmosphere. It's just really good. This is a story about a girl who wants to become a warden, which basically means she protects the world from these evil books that are created by evil sorcerers, and basically these books can turn into grimoires, which are these monsters, and when she becomes a warden, she will be, you know, killing those things so they don't destroy the world. There's a lot of great characters in this book. I love the library setting as well. There was a lot of travel as well, you know, going from these different places, and just I really did enjoy it. So definitely I'm so glad that I paid attention to the hype, bought the book anyway, and loved it, and gave this author a second chance, because I'm definitely looking forward to reading anything else that she writes. So if you've seen any of my other books, you will definitely know that I'm a huge Brandon Sanderson fan, so absolutely had to choose The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. So I also read Skyward, which was really great, but I do have to say that I am the most proud that I read the first 2 books in the Storyline Archives, and these are 1,000-page books, and they're just so good. I will, tell anybody who is interested in adult epic sci-fi fantasy novels that this is an amazing book or series. So I know that there's only 3 books currently, but I've only read 2, and it's definitely one of my favorite series so far. The world building is just so amazing. You have such fleshed out characters, and it's a multiple point of view epic fantasy where most of the story takes place on these things called the Shattered Plains. There's these things called high storms where if you're left out in them, you can die. The magic system is so well thought out, and it's just absolutely amazing. So it's a multiple point of view story, like I've said, and it follows a slave, a thief, a general, an assassin, just a bunch of characters, and yeah, it's just absolutely so well done. I don't even want to tell you too much about this because I can't even explain it. There's a lot better videos out there that I can explain the story much better than I can, but if you like Brandon Sanderson's writing, or if you're interested in picking up a big fantasy book, definitely pick this one up. I know it seems a little intimidating, but I flew through both of them, and I'm looking forward to reading the 3rd very soon. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching my favorite books from summer of 2019. I read a lot of books, and it was very difficult to whittle it down to 5 books to choose from. So yes, very difficult for me, but I feel like I chose the best ones, the ones that I think about reading, and these are the ones that really stand out and are just at the top of my list for sure. So if you have read any of these books or have any thoughts or opinions about them, I would love to chat about it in the comments down below, and I hope you have a great day and happy reading. Bye!